Namaste. Welcome back to my lectures on COVID-19. See, before starting with the lectures, I would like to make a disclaimer that these lectures are only for educational purposes only. I would not recommend people to take prescriptions from this. This is just a educational purpose, and that also mostly for homeopathic doctors. And in all these lectures, whatever I am saying, it is my opinion and it is my observation. Okay, so if you don't agree with me, that's okay, that's fine. But if you want to discuss something, you have to come out with proof. You don't have to ask me questions. Just like that, you have to do your homework and then you have to come for discussion. So with this request, I would like to talk about the COVID-19. And first, I will talk something about the virus itself, its origin, its morphology, and then we will see its pathogenesis, and then the homeopathic remedies. See, viruses are considered to be in between living and non-living. Okay. When it is not having a host, when it is on the surface, it is just a non-living entity. It doesn't do anything. Once it enters the body, once it gets the host cell, it starts dividing. So that is what virus, they generally have a RNA inside it, and there is usually a capsule that surrounds this RNA. So this is in general the structure of the virus. And coming to this coronaviruses, now see, these coronaviruses, they never used to cause anything significant in human beings. At the most, they were causing, viral cold or viral pharyngitis, like very small minor things like common cold. These were the things which was caused by the coronaviruses earlier. So, and generally these coronaviruses, it was seen that it resides in the bats. The bats were affected, and in 2002, what happened, they mutated. There is an intermediate host. Before coming to the human, they have an intermediate host from the bat. The SARS, they affects the birds. The SARS, which was in 2002, it was, in that case, the humans came later on. There is always an intermediate host. So they mutate. These viruses, they are undergoing mutations, and then they are affecting the humans. Okay. And this SARS, it was very violent. The mortality rate was 10, and around 8,000 people, 8 to 9,000. See, I don't remember the figures exactly. If I make a mistake in figures, in quotations, please excuse me. Figures or numbers, So generally 8 to 9,000 people were affected by this SARS, and the mortality rate was 10%. Similarly, in 2012 or 13, there came the MERS, MERS, the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, and SARS was what? Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome. Here also, it was, the intermediate host over here is what? Camel. And then it comes to human. So, and now in 2019, we have the most severe. The MERS was also not severe. The fatality of this COVID-19, it is in its spread, the mortality rate is only 3 to 4%. So it is spreading very, very rapidly. And how it is spreading. First, we know there is always an intermediate host, and how it has come into human. In this case, they are saying that it has come from the penguins. The intermediate host is penguins, like this, and there are so many theories, but ultimately the humans are affected. Now this becomes very, very dangerous because the spread is very rapid. And they are just telling about the spread through coughing, sneezing, droplet infections. Okay, but more than that, I feel the infection, the spread is by Faeco-oral route. If you read the literature on it, a person might get free. They are saying that a person might get free from the nasal swab. It can show no coronavirus, but then also the stools may contain the coronavirus. It is shedded in the feces also. So this is how the spread is taking place, and you can see that in European countries. Now how does this spread? I mean, people see there is a cultural aspect to it. When the countries where the culture is of what? Wiping the butt. Faeco-oral route, 53% of the spread, 53% of the patient had this coronavirus in their feces. And what happens where there is culture of what? Wiping the butt after going to stools? What happens? The person after wiping might touch the surfaces here and there. If he is not washing his hands, the virus goes on the surfaces, and then somebody else touches it and you get inoculated. So this is one mode, and you can imagine this, the spread in Italy, the spread in Spain, European countries. Here, these are the countries which have what? A cultural of wiping. And my observation is that, the Western countries, they make less use of water. If you are working in the kitchen also, there are tissue papers to wipe everything. We Indians, when we are working in the kitchen, most of the times we will be washing our hands. That is all cultural. So one of the spread, I feel the Faeco-oral route should be considered, because everybody, when it is spreading, everybody is taking precaution of the mask, and they are saying what? Wash your hands every time. It is because this is how it is spreading. So, and what happens when you touch the surface? You get inoculated. I mean, you get it in your hands, and when you touch your eyes, when you touch your mouth, you touch your nose, what happens? They say the virus enters via the mucous membranes. So the mucous membrane, anything that opens outside is a mucous membrane. Okay. So it goes in your nose, they are saying, it goes in your eyes. They don't talk anything about the ears. Ears is also lined by mucous membrane. Probably it has got wax, so the viruses might be getting entangled in that. And because it is affecting the respiratory system, this virus, its chief action is on the lungs, the respiratory. Okay, so the nose is considered. How it affects the eyes, I would like to bring to your notice. See, things are so much important when all these things get settled down, people should change certain things. For example, it is a culture in the European countries to wipe the butt. Now, it is cultural. Why I say it is cultural? It is geographical, because just imagine 200 years ago, there is nothing wrong and there is nothing right in it. 200, 300 years ago, when there was so cold winter, and if you want to go for nature's call in the night, what do you think? I mean, you will heat water at that time. So the culture of wiping came. Everything is what? According to convenience. But now things have changed. Now, people Now we have facilities. You can get warm water every time. You can have jets. So the culture of wiping should be removed. Just imagine, coming in touch. If you visit the European countries, you will find, the culture is of what? Coming in touch with water only when you go to take shower. And in between you get up from sleep, in fact I will tell you an incident. When I was traveling in Europe on the highways after 3 or 4 hours of ride, when we used to go for a coffee or something, being an Indian, I always had the habit of, washing the face. I used to go in the washroom, wash my face, wash my hands, and once in Germany or somewhere, a guy, he asked me, why are you taking bath? I told him, I'm not taking bath, I'm just washing my face. So this is how the things, for everything. After, if they are eating also, they will use the tissues. What I mean to say, these things has to be changed. And because you are using a fork and a spoon, generally the tradition, the culture is of what? Not washing the hands before or after. While here, we are having just the opposite thing. Anywhere, we are in the habit of washing the hands. So the spread of infection in India, it will be very rare with this route. I would advise, after all these things are over, Western people, should try to change their habits. Okay, you can see that. You can see how it is spreading in the European countries. It is because of what? Fomites. Okay, they are lying on the surfaces. 3 to 4 days, they have given different things on how much time it stays on steel, on paper, on plastic. So on an average, there are what? 3 to 5 days. And I would also like to bring to your notice, so that is all about what? The virus. First of all, you should understand, this is about the virus, how it goes inside your body. It is going inside your body through the Faeco-oral route also, by touch and all those things, by your nose, by your eyes. If somebody is coughing, sneezing, it can go inside your body through the nose also. Okay, through the mucous membranes, they say. I don't understand from how does it enters the eyes and how does it breaks the barrier. And if your eyes are having tears, if your eyes are wet, see, the body has been given defense mechanism. Everywhere in the body there is defense mechanism to protect you. When there is breach in this defense mechanism, then and then only you fall sick.